Well, what an odd week for the Seattle Mariners. They end up getting swept by the New York Yankees in what was a disastrous series. I mean, giving up 10 runs, 9 runs, and then the last game you were up 5-0. Brian Wu pitching a no-hitter into the 8th inning, and then you find a way to blow that and lose. And the disaster alarms started going off. How is the Seattle Mariners team going to compete if you're going to blow games like this and blow series like this on the road? You can't compete with a team like the Yankees. And it was really devastating to look at because we're still in playoff position on the wild card. You're like, okay, we're getting close to the break. Maybe some players are going to start heating up. Julio Rodriguez, who always heats up in the second half. And it was just disappointing against the Yankees. No-hitter by Brian Wu. Everything was just, lined up there to at least win one game, and you still got swept. But then they go to Detroit, the team with the best record in baseball. And in the first game, they go against the best pitcher in baseball in Skubal. And they win. And you're like, okay, interesting after the weird sweep that we had. And then they win the second game. And then they win the third game today on Sunday. And you're talking about a team that somehow just figured out a way to be a really good baseball team over the weekend. The Mariners completed their 3-game sweep against the Detroit Tigers. They've kept themselves in a decent playoff spot. They're now only going to be 5 games behind the Astros, with their next 3 games after the break being against the Astros. And it all just turned around in a snap of a finger. We went from a disastrous, when I mean disastrous, that Yankee series was disastrous, the way we got swept and the embarrassment, the way it happened, to going against the best record in baseball and sweeping them on their home field, in their home ballpark. And a lot of positive signs come out of it. The day after Julio Rodriguez backs out of the All-Star game to focus on himself, all of a sudden becomes a superstar again. He hit home runs in the first 2 games. He literally, now then comes out and hits another home run. He has 3 home runs and all of a sudden becomes the star that you expect him to be. It was really cool to see. Julio literally put it on his shoulders and said, okay, everyone's saying I'm not good enough to be in the All-Star game, even though I got selected. Now let me prove my point. And he focused, and you could hear on the broadcast. I don't know if anybody else noticed this. On the broadcast, you could hear him after hits, in the echo, a scream, looking towards the dugout, yelling something, let's freaking go, something. I don't know what he was saying, but I heard it multiple times this series. He has a chip on his shoulder now to prove why he's an all-star, why he's a 3-time all-star, why he got paid, why he's supposed to be the face of the franchise. And this weekend against the Tigers, he was proving it. Cal Raleigh, unfortunately, finished 1 home run short of Barry Bonds' record before the All-Star break, but he continues to hit home runs and is playing well. You have Randy Arozarena, who continues to be hot. I mean, he was as hot as can be at the homestand a week ago, and then continues to hit home runs, continues to play really well right now on the road. Going into the All-Star break, he got the All-Star selection when Julio backed out, and he's playing like an All-Star. J.P. Crawford's just been a pillar of consistency and continues to be extremely consistent. Dom Canzone's batting over 300. I know he has some flaws. Seems like with runners in scoring position, it doesn't really work out very often. But he's playing great for a guy that's right now filling in the outfield. I mean, without Victor Robles this year, we've been rotating through guys figuring out the outfield, and he's been playing well when he gets his spot here. You have a lot of players just playing pretty decent. And I mean, today you get some positive signs like a Mitch Garver solo home run. You get a Cole Young home run, a Jorge Polanco home run. You get a lot of guys that you want to see kind of have a way better second half. Polanco started hot, kind of dipped back down. Now he's just playing decently consistent, and he gets that solo home run today, and that makes you excited. Cole Young getting his 2nd home run of the season gets you excited. Mitch Garver, when he's needed to play catcher, which he's been a pretty decent backup catcher, he's been decent at catching, and he's hit a few home runs now after a really cold streak to start the season. His price tag looks worse than it really is, but as a backup when Cal needs to just DH, it's been working out. Ben Williamson's been great at 3rd. Overall, you just look around this Mariners lineup right now, and they're playing decent. After that disaster in New York, you come to this Detroit series and you see what they did, and it gets you excited that, hey, okay, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. There is, it is baseball. It's unpredictable, and there are chances to just have a awful series against New York, have a bad series against them, And it's baseball. It's unpredictable and things turn around. You have a bad series. You have a great series. I mean, Detroit Tiger fans, I'm sure, are not panicking after the sweep by the Mariners because they've had a great season and have the best record in baseball. So to them, it's, okay, just a bad series before the break. And for the Mariners, right now, you could say they have some inconsistencies. They had twice today where they had bases loaded, no outs, and got 0 runs. It's a problem the Mariners have with runners in scoring position and bases loaded. We've seen it time in and time out. We've seen the pitching staff let us down a few times this year. It's not as deep and as good as we thought it was going to be, but you have guys like Luis Castillo playing great. You have guys like Brian Wu being an all-star. Logan Gilbert and George Kirby will get there. I mean, they're not awful, but they're not playing to the exact standard that we expect him to play, but they're fine. And Bryce Miller will come back from injury, and the staff will be okay. You have Matt Brash still, and you still have Andres Munoz to close out games. When you look at a series like this after that embarrassing series against the Yankees, you could say, okay, we do have some pieces. We do have part of what makes it work. And if we can somehow, I know this feels like the wrong time for the break to come because Julio just got hot. Randy Rosarena's hot. You just sweep the Tigers. But maybe this break is good. Maybe they can find a way to recoup, figure out how this series happened and how we can continue it and just make it happen. Because if anything, after, they kind of like strung me out against the Yankees. I put out a YouTube video here about how disappointing it was, and maybe it is time to sell because this team's just not good enough. And then like that, you're like, maybe they should buy. Maybe they should get one more piece. Maybe they need to go trade for Josh Naylor and get a first baseman and be a team that tries to compete because there is a shot. So the series against the Tigers, it was almost at a breaking point after that Yankee series. And then we come out, show what this team could be made of. And you just hope they can continue it after this break and be a team that could really win a playoff series, make it deep in the playoffs, do whatever. Just make the playoffs at least. I mean, as a Mariners fan, sometimes that's all you can wish for. Make the playoffs, have a chance. And I think this series against the Tigers showed that this team has that capability. Even though last series it was shown that they don't, it doesn't matter. It's baseball. There's always a chance. Keep winning. Enjoy this break. And let's go make a playoff run. The Mariners sweep the Detroit Tigers. That was pretty awesome.